Hi, my name is Clarissa Shields, and you're watching True School Sports.
My flow, my show brought me the dough that bought me all my fancy things. My crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look, homie, I done came up and I ain't changing. You should love it way more than you hate it. Oh, you mad? I thought that you'd be happy I made it.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, where's my brethren all around the world watching this video? I hope you're having a great day today. As you're tuning in, make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, we're doing a bit of experimenting, okay? It's early in the morning, but it's never too early to talk boxing. So we're going to talk boxing. I'm outside my apartment right now, just chilling like a villain. And I wanted to talk about this Gilberto Ramirez situation right now, because he's in an interesting predicament, because he still holds, right now, at the time of this video, he still holds the WBO super middleweight title. But he just last weekend, he made his light heavyweight debut. He just made his light heavyweight debut, that being Gilberto Ramirez. So with that being said, you know, I thought he looked pretty good. He fought Tommy Carpensi, a guy who's been in there with a lot of light heavyweights. Looked really good against Tommy Carpensi. Stopped him in 4 rounds. Looked stronger. Looked more durable at the weight. Honestly, looked like the best version of himself. I'll be 1000% honest with you. Because honestly, like, at 168, Gilberto Ramirez looked pretty good. But, you know, I never considered him to be the best super middleweight in the world or anything like that. I just think he lacked that little extra bit of quality to be the best at 168. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, and for Christ's sakes, his best win, no disrespect to Jesse Hart, but his 2 best wins at super middleweight are against Jesse Hardwork Hart. So, you know, at light heavyweight, there's bigger names. There's he's better at the weight. He has stated that recently he'd be willing to move back down to 168 to fight Callum Smith and make a super fight there. You know, him and Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn have been talking about working out a fight between those two. So if he's to do that, great. I got no problems with that. I got no qualms about that. But, you know, also it is worth noting, you know, at 168, he should not be ignoring Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, been calling him out. Billy Joe Saunders wants some smoke. Billy Joe Saunders and Billy Joe Saunders. You know, Billy Joe, contrary to what may have happened to him last year with the, you know, Andrade fight, he's someone who I think is one of the most underrated fighters in boxing, and I think he should be afforded that chance to fight Gilberto Ramirez at 168. Now, it doesn't look like Gilberto will be coming back down to 168 at all, because he wants to be at 175, and, you know, fair play to him. He's been at 168 for a while. Top rank don't have a lot of top super middleweights out there for him to fight, so, you know, it is what it is. You can't you know, ignore the politics of boxing. Sometimes the politics of boxing, and many times in his career, it's blocked some really good fights from happening. So I want to see Gilberto in there with the type light heavies. You know, I think a great fight, and me and my main man Michael Vick, I don't know if you can watch the video, but he might. My man Mike Vick, who comments on my videos a lot. Mike Vick, he talks about a lot how he's always told me, I think Gilberto Ramirez is an exceptional fighter. I think he's a great fighter. And one match me and him would always talk about would be him being Gilberto, him versus Sergey Kovalev. You know, and he's told me, he's adamant about it. He says, hey, BT, I know you like Kovalev, I like Kovalev too, but I think Gilberto beats him. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, man, like, watching him fight last weekend against Tommy Carpensi, seeing the way he was hitting them angles, how slick he was, and just overall how like much more stronger he was at the weight, how much more fit he was at the weight. He was a fantastic fighter, a guy that you know, really I could see some big things happening from a light heavyweight, and there's so many great fights to be made at 175 for him. Because when we talk about light heavyweight, we're talking about the likes of Alexander Vaz. We're talking about the likes of, you know, Artur Beterbiev, Sergey Kovalev, Dimitri Bivol, Anthony Yard, Joshua Buatsi, who's gonna come up, Marcus Brown. There's so many names there, and if he can go in there and beat some of those guys, take some of those names and put them on his resume with wins, you know, he's gonna really be doing a lot of good for his career. So, you know, I'm really excited. For the first time, I'll be honest with you, for the first time in Gilberto Ramirez's career, I actually care. I give a fuck. Like, I actually care about his career. Because to me, I always looked at Gilberto when he was at 168. Like, I never looked at him as a bad fighter or a C-class fighter or anything like that. But I looked at him as a guy who, he was just there, you know. There was the top super middleweights in the world, and then there was Gilberto Ramirez, you know, and fighting nobodies, holding that WBO belt hostage. That's what it was. Like, I know a lot of times Bob Arum, he called out Triple G, but we all knew Triple G was never coming up to 168, so that was a waste of time. So I'm not gonna lie, for the first time since he's been at the top level in the professional ranks of boxing, I care about what's going on with Gilberto Ramirez because, you know, he's never really beaten anybody all that great. You know, he's beat Jesse Hart, who, you know, which I thought was a good win, 2 good wins for him. He beat Arthur Abraham when he was old. Other than that, his career has been full of mandatories, cannon fodder, and really ultimately no-name opposition. So I think with a permanent move to light heavyweight, what that does for Gilberto Ramirez, it finally puts him, after 40 fights in the professional ranks, it puts him in a position to be in some meaningful, some impactful fights that can get him recognition, that can get him, you know, just some quality victories. And a lot of people, I mean, I know a lot of people in the boxing world who rate this guy highly, who say he's this, who say he's that, and I think his best chance to prove and validate all this hype that I've been hearing all these years about Gilberto would be to be at 175. You challenge like Kovalev, you challenge like Vaz and Bivol, Biev, Joshua Buatsi, Marcus Brown, you know, Anthony Yard, guys like that. You know, you go and you fight those guys, and then overall, you're putting yourself in a good position. And who knows, you know, if he goes in there and he proves himself to be a fantastic fighter, we could be looking at a guy that can go on and be somewhat of a I'm not saying a pay-per-view star, but he's Mexican. He's got a fun style to watch. He's crowd friendly. He could be someone that maybe becomes somewhat of a pay-per-view draw, you know. So that's something to look out for. You know, we know that Bob Arum is of the 3, you know, of all of the 3 major promoters in boxing right now. Bob Arum is embracing that pay-per-view model. His first pay-per-view is this weekend with Amir Khan and Terrence Crawford. So we'll see what happens, man. But that's the news, man. Gilberto Ramirez, I want to get my thoughts out there on his light heavyweight debut, where he stopped Tommy Karpency in the 4 rounds, and he looked really, really good. Changing angles real well, going to the body real well. His punch, you know, he just looked like he had more energy, he had more stamina, he was more stronger, he was sturdier at the weight, and he looks like a better version of himself. He looks like a more finished product. You know, it looks like 175 to me. I know he didn't fight the creme de la creme as far as his opponent went, Tommy Karpency, but from my, you know, observations and what I'm seeing, it looked like Gilberto Ramirez feels a lot better at the weight. You know, he's more energetic at the weight, and an energetic Gilberto Ramirez, a strong Gilberto Ramirez, a Gilberto Ramirez that's looking to hurt you and has the energy to do it, is a dangerous Gilberto Ramirez. So I'll definitely keep my eye out on Zordo and what happens with his career. I will say this: he has the WBO belt. I think he should make a decision on whether or not he vacates that WBO super middleweight title, and if not, personally, I know the Callum Smith is the main fight for him at 168 that's being talked about, but I would really like to see him go fight Billy Joe Saunders, because I'm not gonna lie, I like Billy Joe. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters in boxing, and he gets overlooked a lot, and people don't like him because he's a loud mouth, talkative, braggadocious, boisterous. I'm breaking out all the vocabulary words, but he's all those things, and he's a gypsy, and people don't like him for whatever the case may be. So I want to see Billy Joe in there, and I want to see him get a shot against another top guy in Gilberto Ramirez, and see what he's made at 168, and see if what Gilberto Ramirez made, if Gilberto Ramirez can get a high quality win at 168. Because let's have it right, if he fights Billy Joe and he beats Billy Joe at 168, that's his best win at 168. So that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But you guys can leave me yours in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
Denise Estrada, and you're watching True School Sports.
All right, thank you.